Hi everybody, trademark attorney Josh Gerben, and today I want to talk about how a federal trademark registration protects your brand. So obtaining a federal trademark registration provides you three very critical points of protection. The first is the presumption of national validity in your trademark. The second is it gives you effective tools for policing the trademark in an online world. And the third is it properly deters other people from using a same or similar trademark. So let's jump into what I mean with each item. The first is that you get the presumption of national validity in your trademark when you obtain a federal trademark registration. From a legal perspective, this is a critical right if you're going to walk into court to enforce your trademark, because you walk into court with the presumption of validity that the defendant now would have to rebut in order to win the case. If you don't have a trademark registered, you do not walk into court with that presumption, and if you're trying to enforce the trademark based on a common law right, the level of proof or the burden of proof that you have is significantly greater. Moreover, if you're starting a company and planning on expanding nationally, it ensures that, let's say you're starting in New York City, somebody in California won't open up a restaurant under the same name while you're working on expanding across the country and getting to California. So if you notice that somebody in California opens a restaurant while you only have your initial restaurant or two on the East Coast, you would be able to use a federal trademark registration to ask them to change the name. Without such a registration, it could be very difficult, if not impossible, to ask them to change the name. So getting your trademark registered gives you this national presumption of validity that's very important when it comes to legally protecting your brand. This walks into our second point, which is that in an online world, having a federal trademark registration is an extraordinarily effective tool to removing listings and social media profiles that are violations of your trademark. So if you're an Amazon seller, Etsy seller, or on any of these other platforms, you know that sometimes you may have people try to use your name, use your brand to try to sell products. If you own a federal trademark registration, you can go to these platforms and ask for these listings to be removed, and many times they will be relatively quickly and effectively. You can also go to social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these other places that if someone creates a profile using your federally registered trademark, you can a lot of times shut it down. And this is so much more cost effective than hiring a lawyer and having to file a lawsuit. Just submitting these takedown requests based on that registration and having that material taken away is an incredibly effective tool for policing trademarks. If you do not have a trademark registered, these sites will not help you, and it'll be very difficult to get those listings removed. And the final item on our list today is deterrence. The one thing I can tell you as a trademark attorney is that we get calls every day at our office that somebody has gone on the USPTO database, done a search, and found a trademark they think might be too similar to the one they're planning on using. And they ask us, is this too similar? Can I use this? So the person that has registered the trademark has no idea this conversation is occurring, but the deterrence that that registration has is immense. Most people are not bad actors, right? So you're going to have your counterfeiters and things like this, that exist. But most people aren't bad actors. Most people don't want to infringe on other people's rights. So when they go and they do a search and they see your trademark registered, many times they'll go in a different direction and you'll never even know it happened. So many times people will have a trademark registered and the renewal will come up and they'll say to me, oh, we never had a problem. I don't know we want to pay for the renewal. And I'll tell them, yeah, you never had a problem, but you don't know how many problems you might have had if you didn't have the trademark registered and other people weren't searching and finding it and going in a different direction. So again, something that's completely invisible to the process, to your rights, but something that could be extraordinarily valuable to own for your company. So I hope you found this video helpful and educational. If you have any further questions on your trademark or trademark rights, please feel free to get in touch with us.